Well, first off, I went to 2 dates, not just one. I went to August 4th, which was Auburn, Washington, but whatever, same difference. And then I went to the Portland date, which was yesterday, August 5th. And so Saturday, I got up at 3:45 in the morning. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. And I only slept for like half an hour. And, oh God, it was intense. Well, I could not sleep. I'm pretty sure it was excitement, but I could not sleep. And then the whole way there, I couldn't sleep. And then we got there, and before we got in line or whatever, we went and got Jack in the Box. So I just got fries because I wasn't that hungry, because, you know, it was like 3 in the morning. Well, it was like 5 in the morning almost. Because I had to go to Auburn and get my friend, and then we went and all that shit. We get there, and we go to parks. We can at least go sit in line, you know. They wouldn't let us. They were like, oh, you can't get in until 9. Now, mind you, it was like 6 o'clock. So we're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I could have slept. But we waited and waited and waited and waited. And anyway, they actually let us in at 8:15, almost 8:30. And I was like, oh, all right, sweet. We got in there. We got in line. We were like practically in the front. Like, so I was like, yay. And then my friend Jessica came up and I got to meet her. So that was exciting. And, you know, finally they let us in around like 11. And all of my friends and I run like hell to the Kia tent because we were just like, poster. And so we run and we find it and we get there and everything. And then they like didn't even give out the posters right that second. It was like they had this girl holding a huge stack of them, and like I was just like, oh, alright, I see how this works now. I was able to get one, but before I did, I went to grab one. I had it in my hand, and this other girl just like snatched it from me, and I was like, the fuck. And my friend Kayla, I guess, pushed her and was like, get out of here, bitch. I was like, oh my god, you're so terrible. And then we went and saw With the Kings. Then we went and watched Way the In Crowd. Then we watched Mayday, but we watched them from the back, and we only watched a few songs because we could not fucking breathe. Plus, we needed to do a couple things before we went to the signing. So we left after Kids in Love, and then we went to the shower thingy and, like, you know, did whatever we had to do. And then I went to the All Time Low signing. I was perfectly fine. My friend Hannah, however, was, like, practically shitting herself. And then Kayla was kind of like meh, because she's met them once before, and she was just like, alright, no big deal. I mean, she was kind of nervous, but at the same time, she wasn't that bad like Hannah. She was like dying. So we walk up, and I'm first. Okay, in this order, it was Jack, Ryan, Zach. Jack, Ryan, Alex, Zach. I'm still tired, so can't think. So I walk up, and mind you, I was going to give them letters, and I forgot them, and I was like, I'll just give it to them tomorrow. But anyway, so I walk up to Jack, and what did I say? I was like, hi, I'm really tired, and he's like, aw, I love your shirt, and because it was like this one that I made. Here, I'll show you. But this was the front, and it said, every day I'm hustling. And then it has their names, and then the skull, and then long live us, and then on the back, it was our name, and then 03, and then hustler. And then it had the skull again, and like the little nothing personal things, which are also up here somewhere, right there, and right there. It's like, I love your shirt, so I'm like, oh, well, thanks. That took us quite a few hours, like at least 3 hours, just making them, not waiting for them to dry and everything. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he just kept talking to me, and I'm like, because like, I didn't notice. I was just talking to him, like, whatever, and I didn't notice that he had thrown my poster over. I was like, you could have told me. And then I was like, I have to go. I'm enjoying this, but I need to go. So then I didn't even get to say anything to Ryan, so I'm just like, he was just like, thanks. I'm like, okay. Like, oops. And then I walk up to Alex, and I'm just like, hi. And he was, like, so, like, out of it, I think, because he wasn't really feeling good that day. Like, he didn't do Kiss Me Again for either date I went to. Like, it was kind of upsetting, but all I could think is I hope he's okay, because I was just like, he probably doesn't feel good. But anyway, so, and then he signs in and he's like, thanks, and I'm like, okay. And then I walk to Zach, and he literally didn't say anything. I'm like, alright. Like, so then I walk out, and then Hannah walks out, and she's like practically in tears. I'm like, would you chill? And she's like, I can't, this just happened. And then we went to the amphitheater so we could get some shade and food because I was like dizzy and on the verge of passing out. We go and we eat and whatnot, and we're like in the back. And then we're like, okay, we need to go in the crowd in order to get barricade for All Time Low. We had to sit through Miss May I, and I always thought, okay, I'm not going to judge a band negatively, and no, for those of you that may or may not like them, then that's on you, but I don't. I couldn't stand it. I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? And eventually All Time Low came out, and I was fangirling like a motherfucker, of course. And before All Time Low really came out, Evan was walking around setting up, and we yelled his name, and he waved at us, and then he played. And then at the end, Alex was getting ready to leave, and we all like yelled his name on cue, like me, Hannah, Kayla, and he looked back and like made this face. Hannah could imitate it, I can't. But yeah, and now so we were like fangirling really bad, and then we walked out, and right after that we ran straight for yellow cards, but we had to see them like in the back, because we were like, cause, you know, they started right when All Time Low ended, so of course we had a shitty spot. And then after that we walked around and we're buying merch. I go to the All Time Low tent, and it's Travis and Vinny and all. Fliza was just chilling there, and then like, they only had two shirts, like two like designs. They had the black and purple one with like their with them on it, and then they had the black like long sleeve one. And I'm like, who's gonna buy a long sleeve shirt at Warped Tour? Be smart. Who's even gonna buy a black shirt for that matter? So I buy it and everything. I get the black and purple one, and they're all like, oh, we're not gonna be here, Mel. And they totally were there. I was like, whatever, Travis, you fucking liar. And then after that we walk over to the We Are the In crowd tent, because Hannah wanted to look and buy this one tank top, and we walk over, and there are merch guys there, but then like Rob is there, and I'm like, oh shit. So she buys her tank top, and then we took pictures with Rob, and like, I guess so I see Hannah hug him, and I'm like, did she ask for that? And then I walk up, and I take the picture with him and everything, and he hugs me. Like, this wasn't like, you know, how when band members hug you and they're just kind of like, meh. No, this was like full on like bear hug type of deal. Like, it was the way, and I was like, I didn't even ask. She was like, really? I'm like, no. And she's like, I did. I'm like, I didn't even ask. So I was like freaking out. So then we go home, we go get Taco Bell and all that good shiz, and came home and I uploaded all the pictures and stuff because I needed my camera for the next day. We get up the next day at 5 in the morning. We get there, and they were letting people in at 7, but when we got there it was like 7:30. So we got there and everything. We had to park, and then we had to walk all the way there, and then we got there, and we were like towards like the middle front of the line. They let us in at 11. We go in, the Kia Soul tent like thing is like right there. Like, I was like, oh, we don't even have to search for it. Sweet. Because it was like right by the entrance. I'm like, fuck yeah. And we go over there, and we get the poster and everything. Like, they were already giving them out, and I'm like, oh, god, damn. So we, like, hurried and got the posters and stuff. And then we walked over and asked We Are the In crowd tent what we needed to get us signing and just posters. So we bought the posters for it. And so the Monster, like, tent, like, which was next to the Monster stage, so we could, like, get shade and relax, because it was hot yesterday. So we were sitting there eating and getting, like, what were we doing? Oh, yeah, we were getting Monsters. See, I'm that tired. And after that, instead of watching Mayday, we were like, we can't. So we walked around a couple tents real quick and just talked to people. Like, we walked by and said hi to Vinny and Travis and, you know, stuff like that. And we just chilled. And they had more merch yesterday. I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? You lied to me, Travis. You lied. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you lied to me. And then, we go and we get in line for the signing and shit, eventually. And we're in line. They fucking canceled every signing. So we didn't get to meet All Time Low or We Are the In crowd yesterday, which really sucked. But they did that because it was like, seriously, it's like, take, you know, like an average empty parking lot around your area of, like, your town. That's really big, and that was where it was. That's pretty much what it was. And then, like, so it was really too small, and there was a lot of people, so it was like a crowd. It was too crowded, so they said it was too dangerous to like have any signings and shit. And so I was like, no, because I didn't get to give All Time Low my letters. I'm like, no. We went to the VIP tent for Kia because we had VIP bracelets, because we all we had to do was get these free airbrush sets, but see, mine's already, like, off, practically. And so we ended up catching We the Kings at the end, like, when we got there, like, to the tent or whatever. Like, but they had just started Skyway Avenue, so we actually ended up getting to see the whole set, so that was pretty exciting. And then we watched Breathe Carolina, but I didn't really know them. I did know a couple other songs, though. Well, no, I only knew one, but it wasn't even Blackout. Imagine that one. And then after that, we watched Yellowcard on Kia Soul. When Yellowcard was done, we walked all the way to Tilly's so we could watch We the In Crowd. And there was this band before them playing that was called Oh No Fiasco. They were a lot smaller, obviously, so they didn't really have a crowd, so we were able to get front row and center in front of Tay. So we're watching Oh No Fiasco, and they're getting into it, and I'm like, they're okay. I didn't really care, you know, I just wanted to watch We the In Crowd, so. But the singer, she came down and was, like, singing to a lot of fans, and, like, she came up and, like, sang in my face, and I was just like, oh, this is so awkward. And, like, then I got a pic from the guitarist, and I'm like, yay. And so then they got off stage, and then We the In Crowd came on, and I was getting all excited because I thought maybe Alex would have sang Kiss Me Again with them, because Evan was helping them set up, and he didn't do that in Washington. I was like, oh my god, 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 hopes. But he ended up not doing it for whatever reason, so I was like, oh, whatever. And then, so we watched them, we get a bunch of photos. Rob remembered us, so he like threw stuff in our direction a lot, like the drumsticks and whatnot, but I still somehow didn't catch anything. Walked over to the Kios Rio for Sleeping with Sirens and All Time Low, because they were like back to back. And so we get in the crowd, and we were, like, pushing like motherfuckers, okay? So we get to the front. The crowd was fucking intense. Like, not as intense as not really that intense, but pretty intense compared to, like, All Time Low and stuff. So then we're getting through Sleeping with Sirens. I kept blacking out. Like, I'm not joking. My eyes were, like, my vision was going black, and, like, I was just, like, I cannot do it. And Hannah's like, do you need to get out of here? I'm like, no, I'll be okay. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, uh-huh. But I was, like, wheezing, so, because I have asthma and stuff. Watching Sleeping with Sirens, and they're done. And I'm like, between Sleeping with Sirens and All Time Low was Blood on the Dance Floor. Shoot me in the fucking face. That was so terrible. Waiting, and Hannah's like, are you alright? Because I was, like, falling, like, because I could not breathe. And, like, all these people around me didn't give a damn. And Hannah's like, can I please get her to, like, the barricade so she can get air? Because she's, like, practically having an asthma attack right now. And I'm like, Hannah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. And she's like, no, I need you to get up there. And, like, everybody was, like, all over me. So I felt like I seriously think I'm pretty convinced I was going to die yesterday. I'm not even joking. And then, so then I got barricade. I had front row and center for All Time Low. So, okay. I've been trying to get that spot since 2010, and I finally got it yesterday after my seventh freaking All Time Low show. I'm like, we're watching them and everything, and I'm like freaking the fuck out. And I got a lot of pictures, and then they play their first few songs. So after Time Bomb, they're like talking to us, and they're like, we have a few extra minutes. Oh my god, we can actually play something else. And we're just like, fuck yeah! And then like, they covered Damn It by Blink-182. Oh my fucking god. That was so perfect. But what really sucked was that people were crowd surfing like motherfuckers. So my video it's pretty intense. How many people were pushing on me, because I had to actually do 2 separate videos because somebody accidentally bumped it. And then, so they did that. And then I took a bunch of photos. And then, like, I think during Jay-Z, I think it was, we were like, I'm singing the words like a motherfucker. Kind of. Like, I was kind of lip-singing, half singing, you know? Because I could not I was just done for the day. And then Alex, like, I caught his eye, and he just kept staring at me while we both, like, he was singing and I was singing, and I'm just like, I can't take it. Please stop staring at me. Stop. They got done and everything, and, like, so I wanted to get over the barricade to get out because I couldn't breathe, and I needed to get out really fucking bad. So I get out. Well, I try to get out. I'm climbing the barricade, and people are helping me. And they have me, like, they're holding me over the barricade while I try to get my feet down so I can, you know, stand up. And security guards see me, and they're like, oh, no. Put her down. And they're like, but she's trying to, I'm like, put her down. So what do? They just drop me. they didn't fucking make sure I had my feet down. So, of course, when I fell, I hit my hip, like my side of my, like on my hip, right on the fucking metal step thing on the barricade, and then the rest, I tumbled and like hit my back really hard on the gravel. Almost everybody was just like, oh my god, and, like everybody was freaking out. They're like, are you alright? And I'm like, I'll be okay. I was like in agony for a minute, but then I had this fucking security guard yelling at me to get up, and I'm like, I'm in pain, asshole, can you wait? And then I get up, and I'm waiting for Hannah to get out, and they wouldn't let her out. They wanted her to walk all the way through for the like crowd to get out, and I'm like, really? And they're like, you guys aren't supposed to be in this area. I'm like, we're leaving. What the fuck does it matter? And they're like, you guys aren't supposed to be here. You guys need to get out. And I'm like, and they were bitching, and then they were threatening to carry me out. I'm like, fucking do it. That was my last band for the day anyway. And of course they didn't, like, I was just like, whatever. And then I was like, actually, like, yelling at them. I was just like, I don't give a fuck right now. I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I'm in pain. I need my friend. I'm having asthma attacks and everything. And they were like yelling at me, and like, while I was trying to give other people their bags and shit. And I was like, suck my dick. Like, seriously, shut up. Like, I was actually like giving them an attitude, and they didn't do anything about it. I was like, yeah, do something. So then I get out. Well, Hannah had to like cut through. I ended up having to bail on her, and I felt really bad. But Hannah goes to the back. I went through the side from the barricade and shit. And I run into Rachel, and because she ran out of that crowd really fast so she can come talk to me. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'll be fine. And she was like, I'm really sorry about that. I was really fucking scary because you like tumbled really, like I fell really quickly apparently. And she's like, I'm like, I didn't hit my head or nothing, right? Because it happened so fast that I was like, I didn't even know. And they were like, no, your head was, Hannah told me my head was like tucked in like that so that I wouldn't like hit my head, which is pretty good. Then Evan walks by and we high-five him and stuff. And then Longinau from, I think that's how you say his name, Longinau, whatever, from Yellow Card, like the drummer, he came through and so we were just kind of talking to him and stuff, and, you know, just no big deal. And then I walked down, I found my dad and stuff and Hannah, and we waited a few minutes so we could cool off, and then we left and got McDonald's and came home. And yeah, my dad wouldn't let me sleep on the way home because of that fall. He was like, he didn't even see it happen because he wasn't next to me, but I told him about it, and he was like, lovely, and like he was all worried for me. So like, so yeah, he wouldn't let me sleep at all. So like until I got home, I'm like, Dad. I was like, oh my god. So then I come home and I took a video, put all the pictures and stuff on there, and that's about that. Now I'm in aloe last night, and now it's all turning kind of tannish. I'm tan now, slash burnt, and then my whole nose is peeled. I mean, like, it's all blistery now. A bump right here. It's like a goose. It was less. Basically, I was talking about how I got my bruise on here, and that was evil. It fucking hurt. But it was all worth it in the end. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say, but since it's up, I can show you this. Check it out. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back, like, eventually.